Hey there, my name is Julian and welcome to Memberstack. So in this video, you're going to get a better understanding of what Memberstack is, why it exists, and what you could do with it. I figure there's probably no better way to show you that than to actually show you something that I built myself in less than one day. So here we are on this site, and I built this using Memberstack component. Over here in Memberstack, we can see this components page, and we have over 400 components. We have over 100 templates and a whole bunch of awesome scripts that will help you build your custom functionality super quickly and easily. If we go over here to my example and go to sign up here, we can see a fully custom Webflow sign up form with CAPTCHA, social login, and so forth. So I've already logged in with Google, so let's just go ahead and create a new account with some random information and a password. And we've got CAPTCHA right there. All is set up through Memberstack. So here we go. Let's verify that and sign up. Next, what I've done here is set up a fully custom onboarding flow with a bunch of information. And none of this is using pre-built modals or widgets or anything like that. We do offer that as well. It's super easy to set up, but you can build absolutely anything that you want, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. So there we go, through my onboarding flow, and the real goal with Memberstack is to make it so that you can launch your product, your subscription site very easily, but you're not going to get blocked in the future. We give you all the infrastructure that you need to allow authentication and payments, and then we leave the rest totally up to you. So in this example, what I've done is connect this site to OpenAI ChatGPT through Integromat or Make.com. And I do have a tutorial on how you can use this template to build the site. It is totally free, so check that out. Then over here, what we can see is if I want to test something out, we already have my information pre-filled from the onboarding. And if I click generate there, what we can see is it is going to give me this right here. And then if I go back to the dashboard over here, then what we can see is it also is tracking how many times I've used the form, and this is being stored in the members JSON. What I'm trying to show you here is that you can do absolutely anything using Memberstack. You can allow paid plans like this one, for example. If I want to go ahead and upgrade, all I need to do is click get started. This one here is in test mode, so let's just go ahead and enter some stuff and then process that test payment and move on, and it's going to take me as well back to my site right there. So that's it. In Memberstack, there are a whole bunch of different things that you can do. In the next videos, I'm going to show you how to get everything set up. I will talk to you soon, and have a great day. The first thing that we're going to need to do on our Memberstack site is install the header code. We've just created a app, and that's it. We've done nothing else. Let's go ahead and click right here to install the script. It's right there for us. Let's hit copy. Let's go back over here and head over to our project settings. Then what you're going to want to do is go to the custom code section right there in the head code, paste it in, save changes, and publish. If you follow those steps, you'll be good to go. But if you're not sure, then what you can do is go ahead and copy your link, head back over into Memberstack, and just paste it in here like that. Click test install code, and it'll tell you that it is all working. After installing our script, the next thing that we're going to want to do is create a sign-up form. So we could do that from scratch, but we could also do it using the Memberstack components. So let's head over here in our dashboard over to components, and then let's hit sign up. And here, what I can do is grab an unstyled one, or I can grab one that's got a little bit more flair to it. Let's just go ahead and use this modal, for example. So all we need to do is click copy component. You can see there, we're good to go. Let's head back over here into Webflow and open the designer. Then all we need to do is hit paste. And as you can see there, we have our sign-up form. To make things a bit more simple, I've removed this from the modal and just placed it in the middle of a big section. Everything in Memberstack works using attributes. So for example, if I select this form right here and head over to the settings, I can see that we have data MS form sign up, we have data MS member email, and all of these attributes are available in the dashboard. If we go back over here and click attributes, we can see a full list of them. But if you're using a Memberstack component, you won't need to know as many of these. And another thing that you can do is use the Memberstack Webflow app. If you don't already have the app installed on your site, what you're going to need to do is go to webflow.com/apps/detail/memberstack, and then you could just click add to site right here. I've already done that, but the next thing it's going to ask you to do is authorize it on your site, and then you're good to go. Once you've installed it to your site, all you're going to need to do to open it is go over here to apps, click Memberstack, and click launch. So I've gone ahead and removed all of the attributes from this form right here. So it's the exact same as if you created a form from scratch, and I'm going to show you how to add the attributes. Keep in mind over here you can watch the attributes being added. If you didn't install the app for whatever reason, then you could just manually type these attributes yourself. First, what we're going to want to do is select that form attribute right there, and then we're going to type in sign up. So here we can see forms, form type, sign up. Great. We can see the attribute has been added. Now, email as well. We are going to do a member data input and then email. Same thing with the password. Let's do that. And then this over here is social auth. And I'm not going to cover how to set up social auth in this video, but to make it work with Webflow, all you would need to do is click that button, do type social auth button, and then in this case, select Google. So now you know how to create a sign-up form, both from Memberstack components and totally from scratch using your own built Webflow components. Now we have a working sign-up form. So here we are, but when someone signs up, it's just going to keep them on this page because neither Memberstack nor Webflow has any idea where to send them after that. Let's go ahead and set up a redirect. First things first, I've created this page called success. Yours can be whatever you want, but just keep this slug here in mind, /success. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and put something on this page using a nice Memberstack component. So let's do successful payment. I know this is a free plan, but all good. Let's copy that, go back over here and paste it in. Now we have that. Let's publish, and then let's head over to our Memberstack dashboard. So over here, if we go to the plans tab, we can see redirects up here. So these are the default redirects, and you can override these by plan. Let's say you want to send people on no plan to page A, on a free plan to page B, and on a paid plan to page C. You can do that, but this is if there are no overrides. Let's do on sign up here, /success. There we go. Let's save that. And now let's go ahead and test out our sign up. Let's launch that. And let's just enter in some random stuff to test it out. And let's sign up and see what happens. So it's going to load, and then it is going to take us to this nice success page with some confetti. So we have just set up the sign up redirect, but what about other redirects? Where do we want people to go when they log in, when they log out, all that stuff? So over here as well, in your Memberstack dashboard, you can select the on login and on logout redirects. And just like I explained with the sign up, these can be overridden by a plan level. Now that we've got signups and redirects working, let's talk about plans. So all I've done here is created some buttons that do absolutely nothing on this page with free signup and paid signup. So I'm going to teach you right now how to create and add a free plan to a member, and then after that, I'm going to show you paid. Here we are, and let's go back over here into Memberstack and go to plans. So as you can see, we do not have any plans. Let's make one, and let's just call this free. Don't need to add a description, and that is it. The plan is created. Now we need to apply it to our button. So over here, we've got name, plan add, and we've got this plan ID. Let's go ahead and copy that. So there we go. Should work to click this button, but just to be sure, here we are. And let's again launch our Memberstack app, like just to make our life a little bit easier. So let's click plans and pricing and then do free, add, right there, and save. So now what we need to do is if they click this and then go ahead and sign up, then it'll work. But let's just make our lives a little bit easier here and go to modals and launch a sign up modal. So now if I publish this, let's take a look at what is going to happen. All right, now let's open it and see how it looks. There we are. Let's hit free sign up and just enter in some stuff. And let's hit sign up. Now, as we can see, it is redirecting us here. We haven't overridden the redirect on the plan level, but we can tell that it has worked because if I go over here to members, we can see that this free plan is active. That is it for making free plans work. Next, we're going to talk about paid plans, which overall are the same, but we're going to need to connect Stripe. So let's do that now. So now let's go ahead and set up a paid plan. So the first thing we're going to need to do is, again, head over to our Memberstack dashboard and go to plans. Now let's click add plan and paid plan. Name, again, let's just call it paid. And let's click create plan. Here, we want to add a price. First of all, we need to connect Stripe. So what I'm going to do is click this. It's going to take me over here to connect Stripe. And then it is going to tell me here to connect. And I have my testing Stripe account right there. Yours is, of course, going to be your real one. Then we click login there and let me do my two-factor authentication. So there we go. Now that I have completed my two-factor authentication, we are taken back on here into Memberstack and Stripe is connected. Let's go back over here again to paid, click create price and just call it paid monthly. Then here recurring, let's just say $1 every month. And you could change the currency into a whole bunch of different currencies. You could change the frequency into weeks and months. And then you also have some additional options for setup fees, if there's any trial, anything like that. Let's just leave this as is and hit create price. So just to note, when you do create a price, this price in the future cannot be edited. You cannot change the pricing. You will need to make a new price. That is definitely important to know. Click create price and there we go. Again, the steps are basically the same. Here we have over here, we have price update and we have price add. Let's select add and just copy this ID right here. Then let's head back over into our Webflow site. Let's go ahead and add the price to this button. There we are. Paid, add, price, enter, save. Then let's go to modals and do sign up again. Let's now hit publish on that and see what we are left with. If all worked as it should, we should click this, then a modal should come up, and then we should be prompted to pay with Stripe. Just to verify that everything is worked, just as we did previously, we set up another success page for paid users here. And the slug is success-paid. Right here, let's just select this paid plan, do redirects on purchase, and then do success-paid. Just that way we don't need to come back to Memberstack to check if it has worked. There we go. Now we have this, and let's just go ahead and open our site. All right, so now let's hit paid sign up. Create an account. Again, enter in some random stuff and sign up. And now this should take us to Stripe. Loading, Stripe, beautiful. Let's do it just like that. 424s, Stripe test card, and all good. Subscribe. Now we should be taken to success paid. And I wrote a nice little header in there just to indicate that you are on the paid plan. Woohoo. Now, in the next video, we will talk about gating content because this page, let's say it was very important that no one who does not have the paying plan can access it. So let's talk about that next. One of the most important aspects of any membership-based site is gated content, making it so only people who should be allowed to access the content are the ones who can access it. Let's go ahead and set that up. We have this success paid page here, and let's just say we want to gate this. We only want people who've paid to be able to see this. So right now, if I open a new tab and paste in that success paid, then it will take me there. Even though I'm not signed in, I don't have the plan, nothing. Let's stop that from happening now. What we're gonna need to do, you can just gate it and send people to the home page, but it's probably better to give them some sort of access denied page. I've made this blank page here. Let's head over to Memberstack and go to our components where we're going to get an access denied page. If we go through here, should paywall, there we go. All right, now we've got a couple, and let's grab this one here because it probably matches the partial design that we have on the site more than any of the other ones. So copy that, go over here and paste this upgrade to access content. Beautiful. That is our access denied page. Let's publish that and then head back over to Memberstack where we're going to actually set up our gated content rules. Here we are again. Let's click gated content and click gate content. Let's just call this paid only. Grant access to, yes, members on specific plans. You can also click all members if it's something that you just want logged in visitors to be able to see, not anonymous visitors. In this case, members on specific plans, and let's click paid just like that. So restricted URLs, what we can do here is add a URL. We can select starting with or equal to. Let's head back into Webflow here and get our success paid URL. As we can see here, it is success-paid. Let's make that work. And let's do equal to success paid. And our access denied URL, the page we just set up, is access-denied. There are some other things in here, but we're not going to touch them for now. Let's go ahead and save that. Now, if I, over here, success paid on my non-logged in browser, go and try to open that, as we can see, what is going to happen is it's going to take us to access denied. It is not going to let us access that other page. So that's how you gate entire pages. But what about gating individual pieces of content? This page here is where people are being redirected if they don't have the paid plan. Let's go ahead and just go back here into Webflow, click that page, and let's say this is upgrade to access content. Let's say, for example, we want to show an additional message saying, you don't have an account. And we only want to show this to people who are logged in. Let's click that right now and then go over here to content type and do gated content ID members. Let's save that and publish. Now, this is going to show to anyone who is a member, and I am not a member, so we don't have it. Now, let's say we want the opposite. We want it to only show to non-members. So me, in this case. As you can see, it's going to add an exclamation mark in front. Let's save that and let's publish that. And then what we're going to see is this is actually going to show to me. There we go. Now it's saying you don't have an account. And that works with members. It also works with plans. So what I can do over here is, as we can see in Webflow, it asks for the content ID, just like that. And the content ID for the plan is something that you can find over here. This is the price ID. And then if we go to gated content, which we've set up, it has our content ID right there. So if I use this instead of members, it is only going to show to people who have the paid plan. That is it for gating content. Another crucial aspect of all membership-based sites is allowing people to edit their information, their billing, so on and so forth. So with Memberstack, you can use completely custom profile forms, and I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video, but we do have a whole bunch of different components. And what I will say is, with these profile forms, you will need to have 3 separate ones. One for email, one for password, and one for any custom fields. But let's do a modal in this video, as it's the easiest way to get that up and running. Here we are in our Webflow site, and let's say we want this to edit profile. Then what we're going to want to do using our Memberstack Webflow app right here is we're going to want to click modals, and we're going to want to click profile. Just like that. Now let's go ahead and publish and see what we are left with. Now let's open it. If I click that right there and then hit edit profile, as we can see, this is going to launch. And I change any of that. I can upload some sort of image like this one. I can save that. I can check out my security, so my email. I can change my password. I can click plans here and remove this plan. I can click log out, and everything is right there in front of me. Another feature that your site will definitely need to have is a login form. So there are 3 ways to do that with Memberstack. The first one, and the most simple yet fully customizable one, is using our components. All you need to do is go to your Memberstack dashboard, click components right there, and find any one that you like. Let's say this one, give that a copy back over into Webflow and paste that in. With that being pasted in, all of the attributes are added and there's nothing that you need to do. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that because that's not the lesson today. Let's talk about 2 different ones. One is using the pre-built modal and one is using a custom form. Here we are in Webflow and I have this form. It's designed, but there are no attributes added to it. It's just a Webflow form at this point. Let's go ahead and make that work. Let's click our form element right here, go over here to forms and select login just like that. Then for here, for email, we're going to want to click input and email. Then here, we're going to want to do the same thing and password. Then this one, we can set that to be Google, but we haven't set up social auth yet, so it's not going to work. So we have that. And then the easiest and most simple one is modal. Here I have a button that just says login. It doesn't do anything. If I click modals and then click login, that is going to work. Now, let's go ahead and publish that and see what we're left with. Let's launch it. And now let's click that login modal. As you can see, that is working, but I'm going to show you logging in with the custom modal. Here we have this, and if we hit sign up, then we are logged in just like that. And we haven't set our login redirect for no plan, so we're just going to stay on this page. That is it for login forms. When a member logs in, they're going to be taken to whichever page you've set up in your Memberstack dashboard through the redirects. One thing that's super important for making sure your content is secure is your links and your nav bars. So let's go ahead and talk about the best way to set those up on your Memberstack site. First things first, you're going to want 2 different nav bars. And to make things easier, what you can do is go to the components page in your Memberstack dashboard and copy a nav bar pair. Here we have this. Let's copy it and let's paste it in. Just like that. Now let's get rid of these instructions and keep only the nav bars. There we go. Now we've got our 2 separate nav bars. So this one here that we can see at the bottom is a members only nav bar, and it just says something and something, but we would probably have some links that go to other members only pages. We do not want this to be on public facing pages like this one. Let's go ahead and take this and turn it into a component, and let's call it members only nav, just like that. And we do not want that to be here. Let's get rid of it. And then over here, let's use our public facing nav bar, which as you can see would have different links in it altogether. And let's turn that as well into a component. Let's call it public nav bar and save that. So we're going to keep this one on these pages, and then over here we can add our members only nav, and this is going to help it so that people who shouldn't access our content won't be able to access it. By default, every Memberstack project is in test mode as soon as it is created and until it is put into live mode. Let's say you've built everything in Webflow and you're ready to go, you just want to make it live. The first thing that you're going to need to do is pay for Memberstack. So if you go to your settings and then billing, you can select which plan is best for you. There's also a calculator on our pricing page and a nice explanation from Duncan here, which will help explain things a little bit more. Once you have paid, then switching live is very easy. Everything will carry over from test mode to live mode. The only thing to keep in mind is that 1, test mode members will not work on the live site. It is totally different. And the other thing is API keys. So if you're using something like make.com, Zapier, or anything that you've connected your API keys, as you can see here, test mode API keys are, well, for test mode. And when you switch into live mode, anywhere that you've used your test keys, you are going to need to replace them or it is not going to work. So just keep that in mind. And then finally, the only other thing you're going to need to do is set up your domain. So over here in the settings, what you can do just to make sure that Memberstack is only going to work on your site, nobody else's, is in the settings down here, you can see application domains. And what you're going to want to do is add 2. The first one should be your testing domain, the Webflow subdomain that you've been using the entire time. Keep it on test mode and select yes. Then you're going to want to get the live domain that real members are going to be using. You're going to want to paste that in here, select live mode, and confirm. If you've done all of those things, then you should have successfully launched a fully live Memberstack site.